All right, I should wait till the 12-second mark, shouldn't I? Let's talk about Mandi Hughes. Mandi Hughes is one of these people who got a hold of me online after Natalie was killed, wanting attention. I believed that she wanted to help me, but, well, it ended up being bullshit. Don't get me wrong. She came and saw me in person. She brought me clothes. She brought me food. But she never spoke up. Now, there's a few things that she did fucked up. Like, repeatedly, she was going to help me turn it in, and then there was always some excuse at the last minute why she couldn't. Just like Kayla Trujillo. Just like Shannon Alvarado. You can hear all the same excuses out of these people, too. They're not in the right place. They're not in the right area. Meanwhile, my predators can turn stuff in from anywhere. Now let's talk about Mandi Hughes. She was going to help me to turn in this bullshit. She was going to help me to turn in Ted Bollinger, as well as the officers who had harmed me, including Sheriff Scott DaCosta. But she never kept her word, just like Amber. Oh, too many fucking names, right? Yeah, I'm smoking tobacco out of an aluminum pipe. So Mandi Hughes was going to help me. For months and months and months, she was going to help me turn it in. And for months and months and months, whenever it came time to do so, it was the excuses. Then, of course, she'd promised to help again. And then, when it was time to come through, more excuses. Same thing with Miss Peaches. Now, Shannon Alvarado wanted to blame fucked up shit that her and Mandi did on Miss Peaches in that group. No. See, they coordinated with Miss Peaches. And just like Miss Peaches, when she did fucked up shit before Natalie died, wanted to blame it all on Joshua Hebert, we get to hear how, lo and behold, Shannon Alvarado wants to blame everything on Miss Peaches. I only blame Miss Peaches for the things that Miss Peaches did. I also speak up about the consequences for others. So let's focus, right? Let's focus on Mandi Hughes, all of the good things that she did. Well, she didn't follow through on anything. She told me all this wonderful information that she literally never attempted to turn into the police. Ever. Despite promising to do so. Same thing with Shannon Alvarado. So, because these people didn't come forward, didn't tell the truth, didn't bother, Mandi got a hold of me while I was in Washington State, living in my vehicle in a fucking parking lot. And I let her know. I said, hey, you know what? I've been posting up for a really long time about what's been going on. She got pissed off because she realized that I'd been recording and speaking up about the situation. What she should have been doing to begin with. She got angry that her name was on my YouTube and on my Facebook, but guess what? She had ample time, ample chance, and ample opportunity to come forward about what she knew about the bullying. She said if I sent her the evidence, she'll help me turn it in. She said she'd take a look at it. Then she told me that she looked at it. When did she finally let me know that she hadn't looked at it? After I was out of jail already. Between January 2018 and August 2018, Alyssa Rainwater and Shannon Alvarado, Kayla Trujillo, Brandon Ratner, these people had ample time and opportunity to come forward about what they knew. Let's talk about Mandi Hughes. What did she actually do for me? She sent that money, but she didn't fight hard to get that money sent to me. She didn't fight hard to make sure that money got to me. She just said she was sorry. I was able to get a hold of not Alyssa Rainwater, Mandi Hughes while I was in there. And I was able to explain to her, hey, that money has not gotten here. Alyssa Rainwater, her daughter, the one that works for 911, got a hold of me. While I was in jail, she actually came to see me. That's right, that actually happened. I'm not pretending that that didn't happen. I can verify that with my own two eyes. Alyssa Rainwater claiming that she came and sat all night waiting on me to be released. Well, you know what? That was the deal. My public pretender outright lied to me. The information that she gave me, I gave to Alyssa Rainwater. It turned out that it was a goddamn lie. Now, whether or not Alyssa Rainwater stayed there all night waiting for me or not, I don't know because I wasn't there. Just like when she claimed that she went to one of my court dates and she canceled it. Or she went to one of my court dates and it was canceled. I don't know. I wasn't there. The court date was canceled. Alyssa Rainwater has to fucking come forward with that to the police. That she was trying to help. Same thing with Shannon Alvarado. But then when you look at the evidence, it shows they never tried to help. They never once tried to help. Not once ever did they try to help turn in the abuse. Now we get to hear in the conversations between Mandi Hughes and myself, as well as Amanda Jonas and myself, that Alyssa Rainwater did, in fact and indeed, talk to Officer Jonas. According to Mandi Hughes, that conversation was about how Officer Jonas was going to try to help turn in Ted Bollinger and he was interested. So I got a hold of Amanda Jonas, who I needed to turn in because she committed felonies against me. I had to call her when I was at Shannon Alvarado's house. That's right. To try to verify what Alyssa Rainwater said. Alyssa Rainwater lied, or Officer Jonas lied, or they both lied, because their stories did not line up. Shannon Alvarado doesn't care about that. Now, of course, these two ladies both ended up on my shit list because they never came forward. They wanted to talk to me about it, as if talking to me about it was coming forward. No, it's not. You have to come forward with me to the fucking cops. Not make excuses for my fucking predators. Mandi Hughes, when she wanted to bully me because her name was up, well, guess what? She could have told the truth instead of forcing me to post her name up on the internet. When I was in Washington State and she found out that I'd used her name on the internet telling the truth about the situation. Now, I didn't say excuses, did I? Sometimes I did. This is what Alyssa Rainwater said about why she hasn't come forward yet. This is what Mandi Hughes said about why she hasn't come forward yet. It wasn't until those people kicked me in the teeth, bullshitting me, that stuff ended up on the internet. Mandi Hughes was pissed off. Of course she was. If she'd have kept her word, things would have been different. But she never did. She never kept her word to come forward with me. Never kept her word to turn it in. When I was sitting in the Arapahoe County Jail, I literally had to light a fire That's right. That's why I was in Arapahoe County Jail. I lit a fire over at Kenneth Wilson and Leatha Plunkett's, right in the road. It was the only thing that I could fucking do. And I wasn't going to light something on fire at somebody's place that hadn't done nothing. That fire wasn't out of retaliation, it was out of necessity. Because waiting on Mandy Hughes to come forward and keep her word, waiting on Kayla Trujillo, aka Miss Peaches, to come forward and keep her word, waiting on Shannon Alvarado to come forward and keep her word, waiting on Dan Faber to come forward and keep his word, waiting on Layla Johnson and Cara Rogers and Aaron Cockerham and all these people who you get to see, they were all busy playing head games. What did Mandy Hughes do that was so predatory? She promised to come forward and never did. Promised if I sent her evidence, she'd help to turn it in. She'd look at it. She never did. Many of the things that she got to be a part of that she promised to come forward about, she never did. When she found out that her name was on the internet because I was speaking up because she was a fucking witness who wasn't coming forward, she was just bullshitting me. She got angry. I let her know, hey, you can either come forward and tell the truth or I can post your number on the internet. Kind of like, hey, Natalie, you can tell the truth or I can expose your dad and your ex-boyfriend for being fucking chimos and rapists. Your fucking choice. Don't go slandering my fucking name after you do something fucked up. See, you get to hear how Shannon Alvarado is busy making excuses for those pieces of shit. Because they said it must be fucking true. Right? Like when they said to me that they were going to help me turn it in, right? That's true? No, it's not fucking true. It's true they said it, but they never made any efforts to turn it in. See, here's the thing, is that I want you to take a look at how much abuse I had to take. Starting in October of 2016, I have had to take assaults over crimes that did not happen. When I try to explain that people are assaulting me and calling me a pedophile and a rapist and a murderer while they're doing it, Shannon Alvarado wants to interrupt repeatedly to say, oh, you're not a pedophile, you're not a... Fucking don't come forward to me. No matter what, Shannon Alvarado is just going to spit excuses at me. She doesn't give a fuck about me, neither did Alyssa Rainwater, neither did Mandy Hughes. Because if they had fucking cared, they would have helped to turn it in right away. Not lie out their asses at me. Throw something in my face, and then throw it in my face later they threw something in my face. Oh yeah, Sean, I promised to help you to turn in these crimes. I promised to look at this evidence. I promised to speak up. But what I'm going to do instead is waste your time, waste your money, and then feed you a sandwich. Throw a sandwich in your face, and then be a nuisance about that sandwich. Does it have enough bread? Does it have enough mayo? Does it have enough meat? Does it have enough this? Does it have enough that? Hey, I eat out of fucking dumpster slime, okay? Can we stop focusing on your goddamn sandwich? In 6 months' time, when you still haven't kept your word to help me turn in these predators, you're going to throw that fucking sandwich in my face. You see how no matter what, my side is never going to be heard. She has already decided that Alyssa Rainwater and Mandy Hughes are in the right. Shannon Alvarado gets treated like shit because she's a shitty fucking person who makes excuses for my fucking predators. What Alyssa Rainwater and Mandy Hughes did is entirely predatory. What Shannon Alvarado did is entirely predatory. You can see how even today she'd rather argue with me and treat me like I'm a liar than hear my side. She has already decided that anything that Mandi Hughes said must be the truth, and she has already decided that any fuck up that she made, she's just going to lie out her ass and say I remembered it wrong. So what are we going to do today? I'm going to carry my stuff upstairs. I got about an hour that I'll be allowed to use it. Shannon Alvarado has wasted 2 days of my time being a fucking cunt. She is going out of her way to help my predators here to get away with this assault. Assaults, breaking my windows, the bullying. Because Shannon Alvarado doesn't care. She's too busy making excuses for predators like herself and like Mandi Hughes. What made them predatory is that they told me things that should have gone to the police. They made literally no attempt to turn it into the police. None whatsoever. Now, the one person who claimed that they made an attempt that I was able to verify there was some sort of a conversation that went on was Alyssa Rainwater and Amanda Jonas. However, Amanda Jonas basically said that everything that was supposedly said was all bullshit. It was all bullshit. Meanwhile, Amanda Jonas is one of the predators I was trying to turn in. One of the police officers who intentionally misled the situation. One of the officers who tried to claim that I was schizophrenic. Meanwhile, Shannon Alvarado was involved in that. So is Alyssa Rainwater. So is Mandi Hughes. How many of them tried to make any attempt whatsoever about coming forward? How about Kayla Trujillo, a.k.a. Miss Peaches? How many of them ever made an effort to come forward about any of that? None. None of them cared. They let a false fucking narrative be sold, and they have allowed me to be harmed over that false fucking narrative for 7 goddamn years. Mandi Hughes claimed that she sent money, but she spent 0 time proving it, 0 time attempting to turn that in, 0 time trying to rectify that. 0 time trying to understand how that fucked me out of an honest court date. Kind of like them ignoring every fucking crime and making excuses to not keep their fucking word for all that time literally forced me to light a fucking fire to get help. Forced me to break the law to get their words fucking heard. Because these people weren't calling with me to turn in this abuse. They were calling me to tell me they're sorry. They're sorry. Well, you goddamn right they're sorry. They're fucking pathetic. Shannon Alvarado never had any interest in helping. When she wants to take fucking pop shots, you goddamn right I take them right fucking back. If you're not willing to listen to me, I'm not going to listen to you. If you're not going to let me finish without interrupting me to treat me like I'm a fucking liar over shit you were not fucking there for, you're not trying to help. After I was released from Arapahoe County Jail, this is one of the things Shannon Alvarado wants to keep on talking over me to say over and over again. Well, she waited out there all night. Yeah, I spoke up about that, but I have no evidence of it, and Alyssa Rainwater has not come forward about it. So it's her fucking word. No evidence. And she's not the one saying it. I got to hear it secondhand through Shannon Alvarado, right? Is that admissible in court? No, it's fucking not. It's hearsay. When you want me to just believe you, you're being a piece of shit. That's hearsay. Did Alyssa Rainwater really tell you those things? Why didn't she come forward to the fucking courts? Why didn't she come forward to the fucking cops? Why didn't she make a goddamn effort with me at all at any point in time? All of these women did the same thing, pretended that they were going to help me. And when the time limit ran out, because they were all fucking liars, they wanted to be pissed off that I called them out as fucking liars. After Alyssa Rainwater pulled all of her bullshit, and I had to go all the way back to Nebraska. This is after Mandi Hughes wanted to throw a tantrum while I was in Washington State, living in my vehicle, because I said her name on my YouTube channel, because she is a fucking witness who never tried to come forward, but made empty promise after empty promise to do so, and empty fucking promises don't help. Every time it was time to keep her fucking word, she had some fucking excuse. But did she ever speak up about those excuses, or did she let me get treated like I was a fucking liar? So when I was in Nebraska, and Shannon Alvarado was bullying me about Mandi Hughes, and a lot of other people were bullying me about Mandi Hughes. And Mandi Hughes had made zero effort to that day to come forward. Wanted to play like she was a fucking victim because I had to expose that shit on the internet because she never came forward. Just like Shannon Alvarado never came forward. Just like Brandon Ratner never came forward. I got recording after recording after recording with them on my YouTube channel showing that I told the fucking truth. In their fucking words. You can also hear in their words every fucking excuse that they make. None of them give a holy goddamn. Never, ever were they going to make any attempt to turn it in. Well, they make excuses not to try. My predators try every fucking day. Did Shannon Alvarado care about the abuse that I'm going through right now? No, she just wanted to make excuses for predators like Mandi Hughes. Mandi Hughes is absolutely a predator. She outright fucking lied to me. Same as Shannon Alvarado. Same as Kayla Trujillo. Same as many other people who promised to help me turn it in. But they didn't. And then they want to pretend like I'm a bad person for speaking up when they didn't keep their word. Like I'm a horrible monster because they didn't keep their word. No. I'm not a horrible monster for telling the truth about Alyssa Rainwater. I'm not a horrible monster for telling the truth about Mandi Hughes. I'm not a horrible monster for telling the truth about Layla Johnson or Dan Fabert or Shannon Alvarado. By the way, I also have Shannon Alvarado's address. It's already up on my channel from several months ago when she called up to pull bullshit. And all she wants to do is call up and tell me about the things that she did. Like, of course, she wanted to call up a few months ago for a mental health call, basically. She doesn't give a fuck about my mental health. She is a major contributor to the issues with my mental health. Lying cunts are a detriment to all of our mental health. Natalie Bollinger. She could have come forward and fessed up the fact that I didn't rape or molest her. And she finally did. When? The very end of December of 2017. 3 days before she was killed. People were typing on her last public post. And they were claiming we dated. And she said that never happened. But this woman, Kara Johnson Miles, that I've been trying to turn in, what's she got to do with the situation? A whole bunch of fucking head games. Alyssa Rainwater made no attempt to turn it in. Shannon Alvarado made no attempt to turn it in. They got to see the bullying online, made no attempt to turn it in. They got to see some of the bullying in real life, made no attempt to turn it in. They made no attempt to make any calls with me to law enforcement or any other agency to turn it in. None of them ever made any attempt. I spoke up because these people, had they actually cared, would have helped to turn it in right away. Not procrastinated for 7 months, 8 months, sorry. And then pretended that I'm a bad guy because I spoke up. That in all that time, they never once made a single attempt to help turn this in with me. Not once, ever. Is Shannon Alvarado ever going to hear my side, or is she always going to make excuses for my predators? It's pretty obvious she is always going to make excuses for my predators. She refuses to allow me to finish what I'm saying. She has already decided that she's going to talk over certain parts, and no matter what, she's not going to let me say the truth. She has already decided that she's going to interrupt with Mandi Hughes, Mandi Hughes, Mandi Hughes, Mandi Hughes. Where did Mandi Hughes fucked up? After she supposedly sent that money, and I believed that she did, she didn't try to resend it. She claimed that she didn't have any more money to send. I can understand that. She also literally never spoke up. She never tried speaking with my public pretender. She never tried to speak up about the fact that my money never made it to me. About the fact that I was never allowed to use that money. It never got to me. Is Shannon Alvarado going to focus on that part? Or the effects of that? No, all she wants to do is keep on telling me, well, she sent the money, I saw the receipts. Prove it! I haven't seen the receipts, bitch! That's because she never tried to turn it in. She never tried showing receipts. All she wanted to do is the same thing Shannon Alvarado does, make excuses. After you do something fucked up, just like every other woman in America, you've been taught to blame it on the man. To change the scenario to however you want it to sound so that you don't seem like the fuck up that you are. With all of these people, they can't pretend that they tried to help because they literally never tried to help turn in the abuse. Shannon Alvarado doesn't care about the thousands of hours that I spent sending evidence to her and sending evidence to Kayla Trujillo and sending evidence to Alyssa Rainwater, Mandi Hughes, for none of them to look at it, for none of them to help turn it in. Shannon Alvarado is worse than a pedophile. She victimizes the victims. You've got her phone number. If she calls you, you know to block the number. She's not going to help you. She doesn't care about you. You notice through all of this abuse that I'm enduring, Shannon Alvarado isn't going to focus on the abuse. She's going to focus on talking over me no matter what. We still haven't gotten over the shit with Alyssa Rainwater and Mandy Hughes because she's not going to fucking listen. Alyssa Rainwater and Mandy Hughes had plenty of chance and opportunity to come forward. Instead, they fucked around and fucked around and fucked around. I gave them recognition for all the things they promised they were going to do. I gave them recognition for the things that they claimed that they did. I gave them recognition for the things they actually did. And Shannon Alvarado ain't hearing none of it. Shannon Alvarado has already decided that it's my fault because I had apparently treated Mandy and her daughter like shit the entire time, and I hadn't. I had been so kind to those people. I had spoken so nicely to those people. A completely different scenario from Shannon Alvarado, who treated me like shit in every fucking call. She types at me that she's the only one still around. Fuck, I tried to get rid of her repeatedly because she does more harm than good. Will she hear my side? No, she won't. She's already decided. She has already decided. She's already made her decision about who's right and who's wrong. And if I say something that she doesn't agree with, because it doesn't fit Mandy Singer or Mandy Hughes, Mandy Hughes' bullshit, she's going to talk over it. She's already fucking decided. But Shannon Alvarado hasn't had to endure any real hardship in her life. She's never had to live homeless. She has always had a male that she could fucking mooch off of or leech off of. She lives in a multi-million-dollar house in Sherman Oaks, California. Alyssa Rainwater, Mandy Hughes, and Shannon Alvarado all got exposed for the same reason. Lying to me. All three of them were going to help me to turn this in, and not a single one of them ever made a single attempt. The things that they were telling me, I don't believe a word of it. The reason I don't believe a word of it is because they utilized just manipulation tactics. Claiming that they were going to come forward. Claiming if I sent them the evidence, they'd help turn it in. When I show them the evidence, they go, man, that's fucked up. That is way fucked up. Oh my God, Sean, that is worse than I thought it was. But they never helped to turn it in. When the police tried claiming that I never tried to get help, none of these people tried to turn it in. And that was, of course, when Mandy Hughes apparently sent that money. But I'm supposed to just believe it. And Shannon Alvarado is just going to fucking argue. She wanted to claim that Alyssa Rainwater sent me money, as if I had lied and said that Alyssa Rainwater didn't. No, I told the truth. Alyssa Rainwater did send me money in the Arapahoe County Jail when it was too late. I was in there for over 2 months before that money got there. In that 2 months, you have any idea how many times I was fucking brutalized? Shannon Alvarado doesn't care. If my words don't fit Alyssa Rainwater's, I must be the liar. If my words don't fit Mandy Hughes's, I must be the liar. Meanwhile, will she hear my side? Will she look at the evidence? No, she's already fucking decided. What's the point of doing anything with a stupid cunt who's already decided? Why the fuck would you pretend to give a shit about somebody if you're just going to do that? She wants to tell me about all this compassion, but she doesn't hear a goddamn word I say. And then she treats it like it's my fault, because I literally have to yell to get my side heard. Fuck this goddamn country and everyone in it. Shannon Alvarado, she's into some creepy shit. Her Chucky doll collection is fucking creepy. The Nazi uniform she has in her closet is fucking creepy. The fact that she wanted to show that shit off to me is fucking creepy. The fact that she wanted me to take pictures with her son wearing a fucking Jason mask and holding a fucking knife is fucking creepy. The fact that all of that was more important than listening to me is fucking creepy. The fact that all of that is more important than keeping her word to look at the evidence and help turn it in is fucking creepy. The fact that she wants to blame me because she didn't keep her word. Alyssa Rainwater didn't keep her word. Mandi Hughes didn't keep their word. And even though they never came forward with this, they're fine with throwing it in my fucking face. If you did these things, that would have made a difference in court, but you didn't. You just lied to me and pretended that you would. See, when I'm assaulted, I go to a friend or family member. They're supposed to help. They're supposed to know enough about my disabilities to know that I'm in a fucking desperate situation and I can't defend myself. I won't be allowed. Shannon Alvarado wants to claim that she's a friend. She literally won't hear me. When I'm being harmed over things that she said and did, those things are used as excuses to hurt me. Just like the things that Mandi Hughes and Alyssa Rainwater did were used to hurt me. And Shannon Alvarado will not hear my side. All she does is make excuses for those people. I don't give a fuck what they did to help me when they never came forward to the goddamn cops. They never came forward to the fucking courts. You notice that Shannon Alvarado doesn't call up to find out what's going on. No, she stalks me over and over and over on fucking YouTube. Then, if her false narrative that she has no goddamn clue about because she wasn't there, if I don't pretend that it must be true just because she wants to throw it at me 100 times, then she'll be a fucking overwhelming cunt to me and play fucking head games. Shannon Alvarado is the second worst piece of shit out of all of this. Who's the worst piece of shit? Is it Natalie Bollinger? No. Is it Ted Bollinger? No. Is it Tim Beeson? No. The biggest piece of shit in all of this was Candace Bondurant. Now let's try seeing if this stalker, Shannon the stalker, phone number 818-605-5266. Again, 818-605-5266. I'm in a lot of fucking pain, but I believe I can take my computer into the library, or at least try to, because the next number getting posted up is Mandi Hughes' number. She has had ample time to come forward and tell the truth about why I'm pissed. It's because she's a lying piece of shit, just like Shannon Alvarado. After she did something fucked up, she wants sympathy from Shannon Alvarado, and Shannon Alvarado is just going to treat me like it over it every fucking time. Every fucking time. She's going to make excuses for predators. You know what's predatory about what they did? The fact that they knew that I was disabled and could not take care of myself, could not defend myself, could not protect myself, and they promised to help turn in the abuse that I'm going through, and literally never tried. They saw the abuse with their own two eyes and the bullying with their own two eyes, and literally never tried. Alyssa Rainwater can pretend whatever the fuck she wants, but I'd like some verification that she's not a lying piece of shit. So far, all of the evidence that I've seen has shown me that she's a lying piece of shit. If you want to use this 911 operator job as clout to try to get me to believe your bullshit, then you need to come forward about that 911 operator bullshit to the fucking cops instead of forcing me to post it on the internet. None of the things that you said to me are private. You don't have the right. I am a disabled person in an at-risk situation. But I have to deal with people like Alyssa Rainwater, people like Shannon Alvarado, people who do not have my best interest at heart. Holy shit, that fucking hurts. Y'all are gonna have Mandy Hughes' number soon. I'm gonna go over to the library. I'm gonna plug in my goddamn computer if I can make it. I might not. Now is Shannon Alvarado bothering with, she wants to say moving forward, moving forward. When I try to tell her about an issue, she wants to talk over me with a false narrative and then say moving forward. No, not moving forward. You're not addressing the issue. You're dismissing it outright and talking over it. No, we haven't addressed the issue. You're an excuse-making piece of shit. And then you want me to say fucking nice things. I'm a horrible person for not saying nice things. This dumb cunt is personally responsible for a lot of fucking abuse and a lot of misinformation, intentional misinformation. And rather than hearing my side, she's gonna treat me like I must be in the wrong because I'm a fucking retard. Ain't nobody over there worth talking to. Ah, Jesus, that was dumb. Tried waving at a feller and took a step and it was too much for me. Goddamn. Not that it fucking matters. Nobody gives a shit. Shannon doesn't give a shit about how much I have to go through just to get the battery on my phone to make that fucking call, for her to talk over me and make excuses for fucking predators. What Alyssa Rainwater did is entirely predatory. What her mother did was entirely predatory. Because all the things that they told me, they literally never once made a single goddamn effort to turn that shit into the cops with me, did they? Never. Now Shannon Alvarado claims that this evidence exists, but she never sends any of it. I'm going into the library to plug in there. Thanks, Aaron. With all these people over and over and over again, you get to see, they don't care that I'm being abused. They'll focus on anything except turning in the abuse. Anything except looking at evidence. God damn, this hurts. Hello, how are you doing today? Not dead yet.